We're on the precipice of a fucking classic. Am I a fraud? Who am I if I'm scared? Who am I if I'm not perfect? Questions like that make you feel like a fraud. But those aren't things that are associated with being a fraud. Do you ever feel like, well, if I'm not perfect, then who am I?
Yeah.
Like, I gotta get this done because I don't know who I am if I'm not.
Yeah.
But do you ever think you're a fraud?
Nah, I never thought of it.
That's what he thinks of himself for not being these high standards. Yeah. Being perfect is a perfect standard. And he feels like a fraud when he's not. How would you count Russ's discography? Do you count it 2017 and up from when he like really got on the scene till now? Or do you count everything since 2011?
That's a great question. When you're comparing him to the top guys, I think you have to compare them with the albums that they're known for when they got into the spotlight.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But I'm not counting anything from before 2017 from There's Really a Wolf. He wasn't really on the scene yet, and like there's still years to develop. But Russ is like that unique guy who was dropping while he was developing.
Yeah.
You know, like putting his music to the world regardless. Because he came up in 2011.
Yeah.
Like that was his very first project that he's dropping out. What was it, Velvet? And you figure that's such a big gap for like 6 years of growing as an artist to get to There's Really a Wolf. So from 2011 to 2017, he was like cultivating that Russ sound.
Yeah. Not only was he working on his writing ability, rapping, singing, he was also working on the producer hat. Yeah. He actually started out as a producer for Boogus.
For Boogus, yeah, that's crazy.
So like, you know, like, and then Boogus, he tells a story that Boogus like, hey, you should rap.
You rap.
This wasn't his vision.
Or maybe subconsciously it was. That's why he was a producer, to get as close to being an artist as you can.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know how much he produced on this album. I know he had like big producers like Dr. Dre.
I thought something that was interesting was he used YouTube type beat producers.
Right.
Brought them all out. And a week stay turned into a month stay. He got a crib and put them all in the cribbing.
Real dude.
Created the origins of this project. But imagine cultivating a project around YouTube producers.
Yeah.
Type beat. So like, yeah, Cole got like a lot of love for showing Batman. He's a YouTube type beat maker. But Russ did it in 2021. Yeah, he said that's when he started making this project.
Right, that's crazy.
He's way ahead of the curve, you know?
That's crazy.
Not that it's a comparison game, but like he already had the idea. I'm using YouTube type beat makers and we're putting them all on a project and we're gonna make Santiago. And what do you think about it being real tied in to The Alchemist?
I thought that was interesting. Well, I think back then you kind of remember when he was talking about it in 2.5?
Oh yeah.
You kind of told me after. I didn't get it. You're like, dude, he's talking about The Alchemist, because like that book taught me to look inward to myself. And I think that's something that Russ always talks about in his music, is like you have to look inward to fix any of your problems or your vices or anything like that.
Yeah.
And he talks about that battle a lot, and that's what he's talking about in the interview about the album. It's basically him going inward of all his problems, his insecurities, turning it into art, which is amazing, man. I like that message.
His therapist was making him go back and reflect. And as he was reflecting, he was looking at his past, and he would always try to appease his mom and appease his dad and appease his family members. Yeah. But like that's like, you feel like a helper, like you gotta always help. And if you look at his music, it's a straight reflection of that, because he's always spit game on how to make it. But what other artist does that? Like, be real, like Drake or Cole, none of them are out there saying like, this is a step-by-step process on how you make it. He's done it plenty of times, bro. Like he's the one who came up with that genius idea of drop a song a week. Yeah. And he didn't keep that to himself. He literally explained it in detail. This is what you do. Yeah. So now you're going into this project about self-reflection and him seeing the type of character he is.
Yeah. Maybe this album is about really healing from those problems, turning it into art. That's what art is. Art is healing. I mean, that's why a lot of fans go towards them, because a lot of us deal with the same things. I'm interested in seeing what he's gonna say, because I feel like the outro to 2.5 was him like near his peak of whatever he's talking about on here.
Like you're putting this much emphasis on it. You're not just saying I got a new project. You're dropping a mini project to hype up the new project. Like sometimes people just release music because it brings capital. Yeah. But he's like, I'm releasing this because it's doing something bigger, not only for me, but for those who listen. Maybe they'll find themselves through my music. Maybe they'll find themselves through my struggles and pains. And maybe they'll learn about themselves as I'm learning about myself on this project. Yeah. I was really excited after seeing that interview, bro, because I feel like this is kind of what I'm looking for in my life right now. Yeah. Like I feel like I'm really trying to find myself and search more within. And I think this project couldn't have dropped at a better time for me, because as I'm asking myself questions and trying to grow, I feel like I'm gonna go through everything Russ asked himself since Shake the Snow Globe, you know?
Mm-hmm. And it always makes you feel good to know like somebody on that stature you think alike.
I'm excited for this. So you guys are back with another breakdown with Scratching the Surface. It's your boy K.
It's your boy E.
And today we're gonna be checking out Russ's new project, Santiago.
Fire.
Latest release of 2023, bro.
Yeah.
Early prediction, rap album of the year?
Has to be. I think he has the potential to move his way up.
Yeah.
Because of how much work he puts into his craft.
Nah, but see, like, that's how I know we're fair, right? Because, like, we have a foundational background in rap.
Yeah.
All things hip-hop.
Mm-hmm.
You know, enthusiasts, students.
Yeah.
Some may say. But we can go and hear a song like Hurt from Johnny Cash that was made 20 years ago.
Damn.
And be like, damn, this is incredible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unbiased in our approach. Stern in our word. Do you start the project off dark or do you ease into it? The thing I can appreciate about Russ is I know he's thinking these things while creating it.
Yeah, it's true.
An artist being like, I want to make sure this song connects well.
Yeah.
And it doesn't sound like it's out of place. Like, that's dope as fuck. I appreciate shit like that.
The intro's gonna be See You Soon.
See you soon. All right, man.
I'm excited.
Let's get into the intro, Santiago.
I'ma see you soon. I'ma see you soon. I know what I gotta do.
You can see how he's like setting the stage
Yes.
for the rest of the project. Like the instrumentation really carries you in.
Yes.
Starts real soft and real slow. Mm-hmm. And you're just showing the melody. And not only that, but I think that just shows strength of an artist, right? Because most rappers would have to start their project off with a rap record.
Yeah. I've never heard an intro like this. The first thing you hear is wind.
Damn, I didn't think about that. The
first thing.
I thought the beat was like so fire to me. Like I got lost in that. I didn't even hear the wind.
That's what amplified the beat for me. Because
Wow.
the wind was so silent but subtle and you can hear it and it sounds very clear. I like the pocket he chose. I'ma see you soon. I know what I gotta do. Keep on following the moon. I'ma see you soon. I'ma see you soon. Like just simple lines. What do those lines tell you?
He's chasing after something.
Yeah.
And the moon's guiding him towards it.
Exactly. It doesn't sound like a dark album. I don't know, I thought it was gonna sound that way.
Why?
In the interview, he said he was talking about his traumas a lot. So I figured like he's gonna open up with something extremely dark, and then as the journey continues, he'll lighten it up a little bit.
Did the cover art have anything to do with that too?
That's that's true.
That was like a
Smooth.
That was an effortless beat switch.
Yeah.
Damn, it felt like it went from the same BPM too.
Yeah, he just sped it up a little bit, right?
Nah.
To come in with a boom bap,
Damn.
it sounds like he's about to rap. Track number 2 is Smooth.
Smooth.
And that's a smooth
That was a
transition.
smooth transition.
For real.
All right, let's get into it.
I'm connected to the truth. Everything's going real smooth. I don't know about you, but for me, everything's real smooth. Yeah, I speak as a blessed one. Gave the world a lot, so now it's my turn to get some. Next month, shows line up, gonna gross M's. Didn't hire randoms, I gave jobs to my close friends. We in Paris like we spoke French. I saw my textbooks, now it's closed deals and open checkbooks. Millions on my plate, I'm the best cook. I whipped up myself, now Russ is ballin' like he's Westbrook. I drew out my dreams, those weren't journals, those were sketchbooks. The seeds were planted deeply, the universe believed me.
Damn.
So I feel like off the first two songs already, the outros of each beat is really setting up the next beat.
Yeah.
You know, you can feel it. Like that beat could have ended after he said Smooth Talker. It didn't have to keep going, but he had that segment there to kind of carry you into Fraud.
Yeah.
Track number 3. What you think about Smooth?
I'm connected to the truth, so everything is going real smooth. Like the first thing I thought of was a lot of people bury the truth, they hide from it, they run from it. He's saying he's connected to it, and that's the reason why my life is going the way I want it to go.
Wow.
Because I'm living in my truth.
I think that's what both of his verses were, right? Like these are the things he can do because he's smooth.
Yeah.
90K in cash here.
Go ahead.
You want the range?
Go ahead.
You sure you want them a little better? It's kind of cheap. I drew out my dreams. Those weren't journals. Those were sketchbooks.
Hard.
I whipped them up myself. Now Russ is balling like he's Westbrook. Even flipping his own name. Like I love shit like that.
I guess I have a theory on what the album's gonna talk about, right?
Yeah.
He hasn't touched anything that I thought about. So I like the unpredictable, like he's unpredictable on here so far.
It almost sounded like wind at the end of this track. We're
Yeah.
like blowing in.
slowly.
What
right?
if like the wind carries this whole project?
Through a journey, right?
We'll see on track 3 if he keeps it. I like the name. Like for track number 3, it's called Fraud.
Yeah.
Like that sounds deep. Like who's the fraud?
Yeah. Who are you talking about?
Think it's gonna be himself?
Has to be.
Like I'm a fraud. Like everything I thought I was isn't that.
Do you feel like the second song kind of sounded like his ego talking?
Yeah, definitely. I followed the moon. Now everything is going real smooth.
Damn.
Having these thoughts,
Damn.
I wonder if it's all my fault. This whole thing fell apart.
That's beautiful.
But I thought I'd never lose. There is that I can't undo.
Oh.
Is this really it? Who am I if I'm not perfect? Who am I if I can't save us? Who am I if I wanted everyone to love me? Instead I got them saying they hate us. Who am I if mom and dad split cause I funded it? Who am I if I want to be done with this? Who am I if I need help but I can't ask for it cause I feel like a fucking bitch? Without a bottle and a girl getting thrown. Who am I? I'm self-help but can realize that I'm probably the one who needs it the most. Who am I if I lose my fam? Who am I if being me isn't good enough? Who am I if I'm not who I think I am?
This is a gem.
Yeah, this
Bro, his
boy is
transitions are
bang,
crazy.
bro. Oh my god, I love how every song ends.
Yes, and
Like
and every song starts.
ends. Like every song is transitioning so well.
Yes, dude.
I will say off the bat, Fraud is a song that I'll have in my rotation for a long time.
Yeah.
Because you know what it kind of reminded me of? Nothing Was the Same, Janae Aiko, Drake from Time. Like a song that gives you the melody you want for any type of mood.
Yeah.
And then you have 2 verses that bounce, but like they're so deep as well. That's a beautiful hook. The verses he put around it is such a contrast where you feel like the song is so dynamic.
Yeah.
Like it has so much. Cause like it's these somber hooks with these uplifted verses that still talk about some
Same
dark
thing.
things.
Yeah.
Am I a fraud? Who am I if I'm scared? Who am I if I'm not perfect? Questions like that make you feel like a fraud. But those aren't things that are associated with being a fraud. Everyone tends to feel like that sometimes, right? You would say yourself as a perfectionist? Do you ever feel like, well, if I'm not perfect, then who am I?
Yeah.
Like, I gotta get this done because I don't know who I am if I'm not.
Yeah.
But do you ever think you're a fraud?
Nah, I never thought of it.
That's what he thinks of himself for not being these high standards.
Yeah.
Being perfect is a perfect standard. And he feels like a fraud when he's not. We are on the precipice of a classic. We're on the precipice of a fucking classic. I love a little dark shit mixed with some like real shit.
Yeah.
All right, I'm guilty. I love some dark shit mixed with some real shit.
Yeah.
Delivery on it is incredible, bro.
That's what makes you like feel it though.
That's a performance.
Yeah, dude.
I haven't heard a hook like that in a long time. Justin Nozook.
Nozook.
It felt like a therapy session, right?
Yeah.
So he's asking you these questions on who am I if I'm not this, right? But everything he's listing is what he is. Who am I if mom and dad split because I funded it? Who am I if I want to be done with this? Who am I if I need help? Who am I if I'm scared to ask for it because I feel like a fucking bitch? I personally feel like I got to get shit done myself.
Yeah.
I don't like asking for help.
Yeah.
He's literally saying that. Who am I if I ask for help and then I don't want to do it because it makes me feel like a fucking bitch? But like that's such a wrong mindset to have, right? Even for myself.
Yeah.
Of like, you shouldn't feel that way if you ask for help.
Yeah.
Like asking for help shouldn't make you feel like you're a bitch. But why like subconsciously does it? Do you ever feel that way?
Yeah.
Like you don't want to ask. Like I'll do it myself.
Yeah, bro.
A lot of it takes longer.
Hell yeah.
Even if it's harder.
A lot of the mindsets that you think are something that's pushing you forward are actually holding you back.
Maybe that's why I really like this song because a lot of the questions he's asking, I feel like I've asked myself those often, if not daily. Like he's like, who am I if I cancel this tour because I need more time to figure this out? And sometimes I'd be like, well, damn, like I can't stop doing what I'm supposed to be doing today, like what my list of goals for the day, because even though I need time for me, I feel like I'm wrong for wanting time for me. You know, like for wanting to slow down. And these are just questions he's asking himself. I don't got a tour, but I still got a lot of things I got to get done. And it's like, I feel the same way, bro. Like who am I if I go and cancel that shit? Like, I gotta edit, I gotta make money, I gotta hit the gym, I gotta run. If I don't do all those things in one day, who am I? I start to feel this anxiety. Like, fuck am I doing? Like, I'm not doing enough, I'm not doing it right. Like, it's such a relatable song to me.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
it's hitting deep.
I think so too. You want to know why it hits deep for me? I'm still stuck on the chorus because the chorus, I've never heard something like it, like you said. It sounds like the mind state of anxiety slowed down into a chorus.
That's fire.
Like, bro, a little bullshit.
Yeah, no, you're right. Do you see like resemblance in anything in your life for that?
Yeah, bro. I think so.
So do you think that that feeling of a fraud comes from also the feeling of wanting to be a perfectionist?
Yeah.
Like the only reason this is bothering you is because you want to be perfect. So if you're not completing everything you're supposed to be doing, are you fraudulent?
Look at the fucking outro of 2.5. Perfectionist. You literally just said it.
And look at how he starts. He has 2 verses in here, and he starts each verse saying, who am I if I'm not perfect? Obviously, that's a big emphasis in his life.
Can I ask you something? Do you think you set yourself up to the highest standard, and then whenever you don't meet it, you automatically shoot yourself down? Like to view yourself as perfect is such a high standard to try to attain every day.
It's the highest.
It's the highest, man. And it's if you're the kind of person that looks down at yourself because you don't reach close to that, your whole day's thrown away.
I feel like it's such a deeper rooted problem. Like the thought of being a perfectionist also in turn means you're not perfect.
Yeah.
But you're trying to attain that.
That's true as fuck.
But where does that stem from? The need to be perfect, the want, the desire.
There's 2 lines told on this song I feel like connect to each other directly. One line I think is in the first verse. He's like, who am I if I can't save us all? Then in the second verse he's like, who am I if I write a self-help book and realize that I'm probably the one who needs it the most? Like he wants to save us all, but in that journey of focusing on everybody else, you forget yourself. And you're being so selfless that it turns to you being self-destructive. Heavy is the head that wears a crown.
Like, I got it all figured out. Here's this self-help book. Oh, I actually need it the most.
Am I a fraud? I'm having these thoughts. I wonder if it's all my fault. This whole thing fell apart.
Verse 1's his inner child. Verse 2's his shadow. And verse 3 is Russ now. Like the first one painted his younger self. The second one was him, how he viewed everything as he was coming up with this ego to survive. And like why he was that way because of his father. And then verse 3 is like him looking back as a wiser self.
Effects of an explosive father figure was difficult. Mama was miserable. His love felt conditional. You better be perfect, otherwise he'd be hypocritical. So look at like where the perfectionist stems from.
Yeah.
His father viewing him like, you gotta be perfect. If not, I'm not gonna show you my love.